Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In our previous tutorial or previous lecture, we have talked about API a little bit. We talked about Twitter API v1.1 and v2 and how we can make requests using Postman. And then I have shown you some programs. I also show you the use cases or the benefits of this tutorial. Who can use this kind of things? Students can use, developers can use, and researchers can use these kind of facilities, right? So I have talked about API, how it works as an interface between your applications and your database server. And then we talked about CRUD operations, how we can search the tweet and all these. Okay. So what I am going to do now, I am going to move a little bit ahead of this and uh, tell you more about how can you get a tweet by ID, how can you create a tweet, how can you like a tweet, maybe reply on a tweet, or maybe retweet a tweet, something like that. Okay, so we are going to do all these things. And before moving further, let's understand few things. So when we are talking about Twitter APIs, and we said that we have v1.1 and v2. So basically the earlier version is this one, right? And this is the latest one. Some of you might be confused that why these are two versions. So basically there are some endpoints which were attached to v1.1, but now they have been updated. Like if you look at the search API or the URL of searching, right? Or maybe creating a tweet. It is different for v1.1 and v2, right? So basically, these are two kind of versions of a same thing, but things are moving to this now. So if you are working on v1.1, you can move to v2, but still few things are available in v1.1 as well v2. Okay, so this is one thing. Now let's talk about another thing: Twitter API access. So right now I have basic access, and hopefully you have it already. But if you want to get another one like elevated and the academic research one, you need to apply for this. This is the increasing level of access. So here you get more number of tweets, like you can download 10 million tweets per month, and these are going to provide you the lesser number of tweets per month, right? And there could be difference between the access rights. So let's go into detail of this and try to understand what these kind of API access are and how you can create apps and all these things. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, so you can see here this is developer portal, and there are like academic research, and this is for non-commercial purpose of course, and it has access to v1.1 as well as v2. And if you see, this is the project, or yes, this is the project that I have applied to. And after that I have created an app here. This is the project app, API research Twitter. You can see all the keys here. Okay, and then there is an elevated one, but I have not created any project here. And there are some stand-alone apps. They are not in the academic research and elevated one, but they will have some basic access. Okay, and they have v1.1 access. It is showing here. If you want to create one more app, uh, I have a quota of 10 apps, so I have created 3. I can create more. So let's try to create an app. So app name could be Twitter research, and this name is, I think, available. I will go. Oh, this is not available. uh, I will do Twitter research du and then next, and hopefully that is available. If you want to copy these, most probably you need to copy these. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to use the facilities given by the Twitter API. So you can copy these things, copy, and you can save these keys. Next, I have already these, so I'm not going to do anything with them. And then this is created, right? Now you need to do a setup. If you want to write a tweet or you create a tweet, you need this permission. If you want to send personal messages or direct messages, then you can select this one. And in callback, you can select address, maybe something .com, because I don't have any web address, and you need to put uh, both addresses here and move this app to a project so that it can access v2. Okay, I don't need v2 right now. I'm just trying to tell you whether it is saying that move this app to a project, because this is a standalone app, this is not attached to a project. But if you want it 2.0 access or v2 access, then you need to move it into a project, which I already have, but I don't need this right now. So then we have client id and client secret. You can copy these as well. Now go back and just see the keys. You have keys here, and it has just read only access. And if you see this one, it is not showing any access. Why? Because this is not generated yet. So if I click on generate, yes, now it has read, write, and direct message permissions. Okay, now this app can do these kind of things. So I will use one of these keys that I have here. Maybe I will show you again what you need to do. You'd have all the access, right? So API key, yes, regenerate. I will copy these. This is actually consumer key. Okay, so this is consumer key. That's how you need to save it, and you need to do like this. Another is consumer secret, and here you need to copy another one. Another is access token, and next one is access secret. These things I have saved in config file, but for you I'm showing it here. And next is bearer token. Okay, so let's go back. Copy API secret key. So API key and API secret key are basically this consumer key and consumer secret. Okay, so yes, I have saved them. Now bearer token, you can regenerate and copy it from here. So I'm just showing you these just because for reference purpose, but I can regenerate them later so that you guys don't use my API keys. Okay, so next access token and access secret, I want to regenerate these as well, and then I will copy and paste it here. So you can see I have copied everything, right? So these are my keys. Okay, but what is the problem with this? This app is not attached to a project. These are standalone apps, so I am not able to use v2.0, right? So I will be using this app's API keys and secrets. You can see it here. It has also read and write permissions, and if you look at it, yeah, because it is connected to a project. So let me check here. Okay, in overview you can, I think there should be something here. Yeah, because yeah, it has v2 access and v1.1 access, but it has just v1.1. So using this app you will not be able to query the Twitter API and get the response. Okay, okay guys, so let's move to next part of it. You can see there are some files here. I am just going to create one more file, and that file is play with twitter.py, and I will open this file. Okay, this one. So what I want to do, I need few things, few imports, and I'm importing these things. And why I'm importing this config, because I just want to, I basically want to get these keys from that file. I can use these as well, but the thing is like I will not be able to use v2.0, right? So config file is exactly same to this, and you can consider it as a config file. And how do I use this thing? If I want to load an API, this is the way. I already showed you this program yesterday. So what I am doing, consumer key is equal to config.consumer key, consumer secret is config.consumer secret. Similar to this, you can understand it, right? And then this. And after this, I need to use authentication. And for the authentication purpose, again I have this thing. So We are basically using auth1 user handler. We are again using consumer key, consumer secret in this order only. Okay. So even if you want to remove this thing from here, we don't need this because we are already accessing this thing from this config file. Otherwise, you need to use this consumer key here, right? Are you getting my point? So these things, these four things are not necessary here. So we are getting authentication here. And then after that, you can return tweet.api and auth. So whenever you want to load this API, you will basically use this load API. Otherwise, you need to use these things multiple times. So I have created a function for this. We also want to create a client. So similarly, as we have done in our previous tutorial. So in this tp.client, we need to pass bearer token first, and then we need to pass consumer key, consumer secret, access token, and access token secret. And from where I'm getting all these things, if you see this and go to client, you can see the function how it works. So bearer token is the first, then consumer key, consumer secret, access token secret, right? So these things I am using. Let's try by creating a tweet first. So how can we create a tweet? Client dot create tweet, and again just go here and search for create tweet. Here is the create. This function is going to create a tweet. You need to pass a message here, and that is text. Text should be somewhere here. Yeah, this is the text. So you need to pass something in that, right? So text, and I am passing a message. Hello Twitter. Here is a tweet using V2, Twitter API V2. So this is going to create a tweet. I will also show you how can you use this thing using Postman. And if you just see it here, just go to the reference, and you will see that we need to use this endpoint or this URL, https api.twitter.com/2 tweets. So go here. I have already created this one, and if you select OAuth 1.0, you need to copy and paste all these things here: consumer key, consumer secret, access token, and access secret. So you can paste it here. Then in parameters, you need to pass a text. So the text, I can pass this text, and I am also writing Postman. I think I'm good to go. I will just go to Twitter in my profile. So these I have done 1 hour before when I was testing all these things. Now I am creating this one and just send it, and hopefully it works. So, oh, it's saying invalid request. One or more parameter to your request was invalid. So there is some issue in this. Okay, what we need to do actually, we need to use it in the body. Now send it, and now it is sent. A Twitter ID is also created. Just refresh it, and you can see hello Twitter. Here is a tweet using Twitter API V2. If you click this thing, you get a ID here, right? I'm just copying this ID and just try to search this IP in this page, and you can see this is the same ID as we are seeing on this web page. So basically now you can use this ID for some other purposes, and what are those purposes I will tell you later, but yes, just comment it first. And also try to create tweet using this program or this function. So see, here we are using Postman. Here I will write using Python program. Okay, and now just run this program, Python 3 play with Twitter. So it is done, and let's go to Twitter now. You can see hello Twitter. Here is a tweet using Twitter API V2 using Python program. So basically, this is from Postman and this is from Python program. So in this way, if there is no cap, what bots can do? Bots can generate lot of tweets in a very small amount of time, right? So that's why you must have heard that everybody is talking about bots, that bots are creating some issues because they create fake tweets and they affect a lot of ideologies in a political perspective or in a business perspective. So that's why researchers are continuously working on bot detection and maybe removing them as well. Okay, so there are some ways we can identify bots, and that's basically ongoing research as well, to identify the bots as efficiently as possible. So this is one thing. So we have created a tweet, and now we have ID of that tweet. Again, let me get the ID of that tweet as well, and just copy it here. So we have two tweets. Just comment it. I do not want to run it every time. So what I want to do, maybe I just want to like a tweet. So again, if you want to like a tweet, just find out the function for liking a tweet, or maybe client dot like. Yeah, it is here, right? So just go to client dot like, and then we need to pass the tweet ID here. Client dot like, and we need to pass the tweet ID. And how we need to pass the tweet ID? We are just writing tweet ID. See the difference? Earlier we are passing ID somewhere, but here we need to pass the tweet ID. It can be string or integer. Just check it. There should be something. Yeah, tweet ID. It's either integer or string. The ID of the tweet that you want to like. So how this thing could be helpful? Basically, what you can do, if you want to like all the tweets that you find matching with your ideology, and again, the political commentators can do that, right? Or maybe you get all the tweets of a user and like all of them. Suppose someone is your favorite and you want to like all of their tweets. Or maybe what we can do, we can create bots that can basically like the tweets of a user, or maybe do multiple retweets using multiple bots, and to provide some content along with that tweet and make that a very engaging content and make that very famous on Twitter, right? That is also possible. So let's copy one of these. So I'm just taking this tweet ID. It's fine. Let me like this tweet first. Let's go to Twitter, and which tweet is this? 76. So it's another tweet. This one, the first one, this one, right? I want to like this tweet first. So what I will do, I will just execute this thing. So I think it is done. Just refresh the page, and this is liked. Can you check it? I have liked it. What else we can do? Maybe we can unlike the tweet as well, right? So what I will do, I will just comment it. Maybe unlike is a function there. Let me check unlike as well, if there is unlike function or not. Yeah, there is a function unlike. Just click on this. We need to pass tweet ID again. So this is the same tweet. I'm just running again. Just go to Twitter, refresh it, and you can see I have unliked this tweet. Okay, 20 people have seen it already, and people might be thinking that what I am doing. Okay, so this is one thing. We can unlike the tweet, we can like the tweet, we can create the tweet. Let's try to retweet a tweet now. Line dot retweet. There is again a function for the retweeting a tweet. Here you can see these are retweets, and if you want to do retweet, just click on this. Causes the user ID to retweet the target tweet. So you need to pass the tweet ID basically. So this is the tweet ID that I want to pass. Okay, again I want to do same thing with this. So I have passed this, and I can just execute this. Just go to profile, and there should be some, yeah, you can see one is written here, right? And just click on this, find the retweet, and again it's me who is retweeting it. Okay, just try one more time. Maybe I want to like the tweet, I want to retweet it again. Just try running it, what happens, and refresh it. Okay, one retweet, one like, because you can't retweet again and again, right? Try to retweet. Can you do? You can just undo it, but you can code the tweet. What do you mean by code the tweet? Just click on this, and you can add some comment. So if you want to do this kind of thing, what you have to do? I will just remove this like, because if you like it again, or maybe you can try it, right? If you just try to like it again, what could be the effect? It is still liked. It doesn't unlike it. Okay, so let's try to it's retweet. And now what I'm going to do, I basically want to retweet but with a reply. Okay, I want to add a response to it. So let me go here, and this is basically done by create tweet. If you see this create tweet, and here there's an option that you can reply to tweet id, in reply to a tweet id. And if you pass something here or some id here, so basically you are retweeting that and sending a reply to it. That's what you are doing. So create tweet, and then you need to pass the tweet id here, but you need to write this thing in reply to tweet id. And this is the tweet id that I want to reply, right? So what do you want to write? This is in response to earlier tweet, but for the testing purpose only, was the video on YouTube at the easy concepts. Okay, so let's try to execute this. Go to profile again, just refresh it. So there is a retweet and there is a reply tweet again. This is in response to earlier tweet, but for the testing purposes only, was the video on 3D concepts. And if I click on this, it basically opens another profile, and it is my profile actually. That's why I have written like this. It's also a YouTube channel where you are seeing this video or you're watching this video. Okay, so I think you got a good idea, right? What we are doing right now. Okay, so what I will do now, I basically want to delete this tweet now. So there should be something to delete, right? I will just go to this page again, delete list. No, I want to delete tweet. Yeah, this function, and I want to pass the id. Id is again integer or string. Okay, so delete tweet id, and this is the id that I want to delete. So I will not like it again. So let's execute this. Go to profile, and this is the tweet I am deleting now. So let's refresh this. This page does not exist because we have deleted it. I just want to check whether reply is deleted or not. This is in response to earlier tweet, but for the testing purposes only. Can you see it? uh, I sent this tweet on a reply to some tweet, but that tweet is deleted, but it is still here. So it basically means that if you are deleting a tweet, its replies will not get deleted. So if you want to delete this tweet as well, you need to use this id and just copy it here, paste it here. Just execute the program again, open the browser, just refresh it, and you see it is also deleted. Okay, so that's how it is done. There are other tweets as well that I can delete. Maybe I want to delete this as well. So just execute this program. I want to delete others as well, this one as well. So I will just paste the IDs here. I can do it in a loop as well, but right now I am not doing that. So I'm deleting all of them because they are just for tutorial purpose. I will just refresh the page and see how many tweets are there again. that I have done using APIs. This tweet is remaining. Okay, so I will paste the ID here and just execute this program. Just refresh it and see whether it exists or not. Now it doesn't exist. Okay, so what I can do, I can just try to get these followers now. These are my followers. So what I can do, I can also get these followers. So let's comment it out and try to get the followers now. So how can I get the followers? Go to this page, get users follower. Okay, so this is the function. So what I have to do, client dot get user followers, and then I need to use something here, right? If you see here, I need to use the ID of the user. So ID, and what is the ID? Go to this page. Is this ID? I don't know whether this is ID or not. Just try it first, and hopefully you will be able to know whether this is ID or not. Just access this, and what it is saying, the ID query parameter value, this is not valid. That means it needs something else. So basically what it needs a numeric value for this. So what I will do, I will just try to get the numeric value for this, and for that I can write ID, and there is a function get user. You can again check the get user function here and see its signature, this get user, and then you can pass the ID, and it returns a variety of information about a single user. You need to pass a requested ID or username. So I'm passing username, but it is going to return us ID, and that's how we'll get the ID here. Okay, so just pass the username first. Username is this one, and whatever I get from here, I'm going to put it in the ID, and before that I will print the ID for you so that you can see what the ID is. Okay, there is some error here, maybe the ID query parameter value. Okay, so it is basically getting a lot of these details. I will just print this ID only. Okay, this is not just ID, we have a lot of data in this actually. So this is a lot of data. I will just print the data first, and then I will tell you what is the ID here. So this response has some data, and it has user ID, it has name, it has username, and all these things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get ID from this data.id. If you see it here, data.id. Okay, so I can print ID now. Okay, I got it. So basically this thing that we are getting right now, let me comment it again, run it again. So this response has a data, and data has ID. Okay, so basically this response had some data and it had some ID, and now we'll just get the ID from here, print the ID for you, and now you can pass this ID here, but let's just run this first. Yeah, now I'm getting the ID. Okay, now we'll get the followers, and I want to print some of the followers maybe. Okay, so the followers will be one of these. I means it will be all followers, but I want to print one of these. Okay, so and I just want to check the type. Hopefully it is a list maybe, and I also want to check the length of this thing so that I'm aware what is inside this. Okay, so let's see. So it has a length of 4. So just check type of follower 0. It is a list. Everything is a list, right? Follower 1, it's a dict. So that I know that this follower 0 has the list of followers. So what I can do, for take the zeroth one from here and write a loop for f in followers, and then I can print maybe f here. I will just comment this thing or delete this one, and now just run this program. You can see PhD voice is at the top, and if you open this website, you can see the PhD voice, right? And there are other as well, like this one. So these are my followers, okay? And there are some other people who I am following. So for that, again, there should be some function here, following. So you can use these functions, get users following. Okay, so we have done a lot of things in today's lecture. So what I can do now, I can give you some task and tell you what you can do. Maybe you can get the APIs first, or I can say API keys first. Okay, and secondly, what you can do, you can like some of the tweets from a famous user, limited to 2 3 tweets. So don't try using these bots too much, okay? You might get blocked maybe by the Twitter, okay? So you don't need to do all these things, but for the education purpose you can do for the 2 and 3 tweets. So what else you can do, you can extract and like all, or again, in all means 2 3 tweets that matches something. What do you mean by something? Suppose you want to like some of the tweets that are in Chat GPT, right? The tweets that are related to Chat GPT and has a strong positive opinion by some of the user. Suppose someone is praising these Chat GPTs and you want to like those kind of tweets. So you can create a bot for that and do all these things. So it's actually a good project for you. So what you have to do, you need to create a model, right, which can identify the sentiments in a tweet. And there are already some pre-built models available. If you see the transformer models, you can just see whether some tweet is positive or negative, and according to those you can just like the tweet. So basically, what are your tasks in this? First, you are using your Twitter API keys and you are fetching lot of data based on a keyword, okay? And then you are trying sentiment analysis on that. If that thing is positive, you just like it. That's what you are doing, right? So I think this could be a good project for you. So this is just an idea. And what else you can do? Well, let me show you one more thing. These are just ideas, right? So you can create a mobile app or a web app, and now you can show some tweets. So you need to use some filtering again on that web page. So what you have to do, you can download some streaming tweets, or we can say live tweets that are being posted right now, or you can download the tweets that are already been posted in some past time. So you can do all these things, okay? So try these things. If you find anything confusing or any query related to any of these things, you can just write your query in the comment and I will try to answer back. Okay. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Bye bye.